Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Resist Gaming to face off against Torch out of Group B. We're moving on today. Taking a look at these team rosters. Resist Gaming, actually, speaking of Resist Gaming, Bellona, right-hand side of the map, dropping now what could be awards. Scream! Gotta spot this one out, say hello and goodbye as Bellona will turn around and head back to his own side of the map. So, while we have a moment, why don't you run us through one of these team rosters?
Well, on your left-hand side, coming out of the order side of the map, it is going to be Resist Gaming in the blue health bars, trunks, and outlines. Marauder is going to be on the solo lane, Sobek. In the jungle, Hudat is going to be on the Bastet. Chaos in the mid lane on the Poseidon. Ballantine is going to be playing the Gambit, the Guardian role, and rounding us out is Fierno on the Hunter Apollo.
Right-hand side of the Spectator UI, wearing the red trunks, defending the Titan of Chaos. We do have Torch. Keeper of the Rice going to be in the solo lane as Bellona. Scream in the jungle as Odin. Crazy Toaster taking up Agni in the mid lane. Dark Arius in the support role as Athena. And finally Trueblade as that now disconnected Hunter Medusa. In theory, with the pause out, she'll be back here in just a moment, so that should not be much concerned. Good news as well. We had snack time, so in theory I'm more awake than I was 10 minutes ago.
Well, I did, like, the Friday Night Smite from Turn P Sports, and then I went straight to sleep, woke up early because I thought this cast was actually supposed to start 2 hours early. So that was like, okay, now I have 2 hours. What do I do with it? I can't go back to sleep.
Well, what do you do
I
with
went
it?
to a LAN.
You wait until 10 minutes before the tournament's supposed to start, and then decide you're going to do an arena game.
To be fair, I got back about 20 minutes before that. I went off to a LAN that my friends were running about 10 minutes down the road. 500 people there. It was great. Some of them were even playing Smite.
Well, the rest of us are working on getting the Challenger Cup ready for the day, and this begins is running Group B. There's only a few games left for the day. Group B is full. There were no people unable to field full rosters, or no teams disbanding during the previous week. So it's going to be a full round of Group B play today. Resist Gaming and Torch going to this one second and third seeds in their group. It's still open. It depends exactly how that other match turns out as well. Right now, COG Crusaders, maybe not quite meeting people's expectations. Came out first. And Noble Esports, a couple upsets. Came out last week 0-3. So this game is kind of going to set the, I don't know if set the pace for the group, but could definitely show us how the rest of this group is going to work out. Because both these teams could potentially still take a first or second spot.
I have a feeling, though, if Noble Esports lose the first round against COG Crusaders, they're out, though. Like, they have to win all three.
If they lose the first game as well, I believe there's one very specific combination of teams having to basically win, so we have a two-way tie for second place. We appear to have been kicked to lobby, guys. We'll figure out why exactly that occurred and be back here in just a moment. Actually, that's what we know. We can actually continue while we fix this, talking about the mashups as well. There's one very specific instance in which Noble Esports, if they lose their first game against COG Crusaders, could actually still find a spot going forward into the final, into the later rounds of this tournament. They're 0-3 coming into this one right now, which means it's going to be a little rough. Ideally, they win all 3 games today, find themselves sitting 3-0, which will put them either in second place. They can't actually take first place with their standing currently.
No,
they can
can't.
tie for second potentially. They can find themselves in second as well, depending on how the other games work out. So on the back of that, there's some pretty good potential for those guys to actually get back into this. The question is, can they do it? This first game, if Torch loses and Resist Gaming win, that will put Resist Gaming up 3-1. COG Crusaders, depending on how Noble Esports, the Noble Esports game goes as well. If Noble Esports wins that one, the door is still open. But if Resist Gaming win this game and Noble Esports lose their first one, it then comes down to Resist Gaming losing their second and third games of the day while Noble Esports are still winning. And actually at that point, yeah, basically, if Resist Gaming wins this game and Noble Esports loses, they're out. There's no potential for them to stay into this week.
And I'm pretty sure Torch are out as well, because Resist will have the better head-to-head record, because the only team that Resist lost to was COG Crusaders, right? So Torch, Torch would be 0-2 against Resist Gaming, and that would give Resist the win. Anyway, there's gonna be oh, you can't see that. I keep forgetting. I'm looking at the game because I never got kicked to lobby, and I'm just like, oh, there's stuff happening on my screen. I'll just exit now.
Well,
I'll stop getting hyped.
I have no controls in client. So guys, we actually are going to cut back to that break, get everything sorted out on our end. We'll be back with the continuation of this match between Resist Gaming and Torch in just a few minutes. We're back! Or are we? I'm not sure, but nevertheless, I see an Odin lurking in the jungle thinking about possibly getting in this left lane of Resist Gaming. He's still hanging around.
Thinking about it.
Not quite sure.
A lot
maybe
of
admiring the foliage, maybe. Just, you know, see maybe there's a berry bush there, grabbing a quick snack or something. I know I needed one in game one. Game one, I was like, I'm still dead to the world. I feel better this game. Then that little sugar rush I've required for myself will fade, and I'll just be like dead for the second half of this one.
We got that sugar rush though. That's all we needed to get into this one. All right, let's talk about our two lineups. I don't think we got that far. Did we get that far previously? I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I said True Blade turned disconnected, so that was the last of the 10. I remember that.
Yes.
There was a pause. Then there was the game deciding it didn't want to actually play the rest of this game and kicked me back to the lobby. And then there was the reconnecting and getting back in, ready to go. And as soon as we're in a party, crap! I forgot the party up. Exit game. Oh wait, we are just co-caster things.
Yeah. I mean, I was asking you why you weren't in the party. You're terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. When we were. Sometimes, I usually... How can I put this without implying that I make mistakes in any way, shape, or form? Because I never make any, I'm not allowed to. Contractually, it's impossible for me to do so. When things don't necessarily go quite as expected, we can go with that. It's usually not my fault, even if I'm the one... How do you imply responsibility without it? I don't know.
This one was my fault.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Yes. I've been having a good day aside from being asleep for most of the first game. Production-wise, from my end, today has been a good day. Game-wise, for Resist Gaming, Marauder is looking for something on his right-hand side, but a bird bomb into a hand of the gods usually means bad things for mid-harpies, as, well, they just learned. Pluck, however, onto Scream. Found himself in a bit.
He's gonna be the focus.
He is a bit of a bad spot. Defender Olympus dropping on down from Athena from that dual lane. Ring of Spears as well, trying to find a kill. Kraken finds two. Scream will fall his first blood. Chaos finds a second kill as well. Looking for number 3 on to Keeper of the Rice, who is now getting plugged back into the enemy lineup. No longer in a happy place. We'll drop that disarm down across pretty much the entire Resist Gaming lineup, and actually barely able to make it back to the safety of that tier 2 tower. Will survive in the end.
The Torch just weren't grouped enough to fight there, so they should have just disengaged rather than looking to turn and fight. Crazy Toaster had 2 bombs online. They were thinking, alright, we get a lot of damage here, but Kraken does more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those rough...
damage is a little fishy. Yeah? Yeah? I can't wait if you're disapproving, or...
The puns. The puns. I don't even know where to go with that. I mean, why? Why are we starting with the puns?
At least it wasn't a Hercules or a Geb really rocking your world, so...
Geb was there. So he kind of was helping to rock their world.
But Crazy Toaster was just setting everything on fire. Maybe that's the way he's playing. I'm sorry, I'm getting it out of my system.
You say that now. Until you do it sort of half accidentally, and then that just opens the floodgates, and it's just all gonna come right back out and like bigger, more powerful. It's like this isn't even your final pun form. It's just gonna get so much worse later on as soon as you realize the fact that you have more in reserve.
I mean, I have him coming.
I know, and that's what's frightening.
Guess what? Eagles Rally and Odin on the same team. It's really gonna be some bird bombs coming out. That's actually...
You have until the end of this pause to get it all of your system.
Well, there's a very good reason that Torch are running Agni in the mid lane.
Why is that?
Torch? To have like an old style torch, you know...
I was fast forwarding through that pause to try and get it out as quickly as possible, guys. It was just a very long pause. I apologize. God, the torch fire. I didn't realize that either. Oh my god.
Guess
I was
what?
waiting
There's
for the
two
follow-up
reptiles
pun.
in this game.
We're done. The pause is over. You're not allowed to do more puns. if there's no
Maybe
pause...
Hudat's got 9
No,
lives.
no. That was less of a pun, to be fair, so I'll let that one slide. He's playing Bastet, the whole cat thing, it is what it is. But does she actually have... this is a risky situation for me to be saying this. Does she have 36 lives, because she actually has 3 cats?
Ooh, I like that.
Questions.
See, you did math.
Yep.
You did math.
And I think I got it correct. I think I got it correct. I had to take a second just to, like, double check. Wait, like, do the finger things. Like, wait, okay, 9, 4, okay, finger. Okay, yeah, I think it's 36, guys. That's like 3rd grade math coming out here. Challenger level math, guys. We're getting there.
That's why we're not on the SPL, right? It's because we can't do math. We can't tell exactly what day of the year it is. Is it the 26th week or is it the 29th week? I can't really
that's
tell
just
you.
Bart. He's like, that's Bart's thing. No one else can do that either. You can rattle off like the exact day down to the seconds into the year, plus what split game match for the specific team, and it's just like everyone else just sits there, like you see them like turn their heads like, you're what? And just like, yeah, that's Bart's thing.
That keeping like that is something that takes a significant amount of effort, time, and preparation, so it's a really, really good thing to see. Resist Gaming, however, they're looking to continue their solid run of control over these mid-camps and potentially looking for a fight right afterwards to continue their control of successful fights after the mid-camps,
Well, it's 3
of
for
which
4
they
so
currently
far.
have 1.
Not complete control. Now, this is an AFK Gaming going crazy. Marauder, not in a happy place. Kraken drops down, finds good damage, but he will pay for that with his life. When you're against an Odin, you cannot discount that Ring of Spears, especially not as a god who does not have a way to get out of it.
Don't ever dive a tower against an Odin. That is the moral of that story, and I'm pretty sure Marauder, he just learned his lesson big time. He paid for that one quite heavily. And the problem with that as well is look at the team comp coming through from the side of Torch. They get any sort of damage online, Crazy Toaster's just gonna go, he's Crazy Toaster. We saw some absolutely fantastic plays from him yesterday, but now he's gonna get Cataclysmed on top of him. Valentine will secure that kill with a Shockwave. That's a really good response kill for Resist Gaming, and they're at least gonna go 1-for-1 post mid-camps.
Were you attempting to squeeze a pun in there? Or is that just incidental, actually just saying Crazy Toaster's name?
No, he actually went crazy yesterday. He was so good. Oh, it was sexy. It was really sexy to watch. But we saw so many hot Giannis snipes. It's actually really crazy to think that we haven't seen any Giannis thus far today.
Yeah, that's actually... Look at the team comps where they sit right now. Obviously, he wasn't banning. You see the picks and bans inside your screen, obviously. Ring of Spears drop down. Petrify will catch Chaos. Torch secures the first Gold Fury of the game. Now, we didn't really talk much about these team comps either. We kind of got distracted during that poll. You got distracted at least. And I just kind of let you... I left you to your own devices there for a minute. Look at the team comps as they stand. You have Resist Gaming. You have that Sobek at the Apollo, who are a bit more late game focused, but they have that Hudat as well with that Bastet. It's a lot of early game pressure, whereas Bastet kind of tapers off a little bit more to the mid game. You know, you get Sprint online, Heavenly Agility possibly gets picked up, and it's like, oh, you're trying to slow me, and I don't really care. So they have kind of a mixed focus team. Torch, on the other hand, I won't say necessarily an earlier game focus, but with that Odin, kind of plateaus around the level 13 mark when that, you know, Lunge and Raven Shout kind of peak out as far as rank's concerned. His damage kind of, that's where about it stops. But it is a jungle Odin. It's not the, I don't want to say more typical, but it's not, we usually see Odin in that support role. This isn't going to be the case. He's going to be picking up some damage items, so he's going to be scaling up, getting cooldown reduction a lot sooner, and going to be a bit more of a factor than the Odins we typically will see.
And if you have a look at the comp coming out from Torch as well, Keeper of the Ice is mid to late game. True dat, he's always going to be a hunter, but he's going to be a combo hunter here. That's his role. He's looking for aggressive engages. He's going to be looking to engage and then lacerate out, buy himself some time unless he gets multiple petrifies, right? He's looking to try and buy space, and Scream combos exceptionally well with that. Odin Cage keeps people off him when he does lacerate away. You know, and Crazy Toaster as well can layer down the circle damage. The circle damage comp is so much stronger from Resist Gaming though, because they've got the Kraken, because they've got the locking in the waters, because they've got the Cataclysm. There's so much that they can really do, but Scream, he's in this jungle with 3.
Yep, they stole away that mana buff. Defender Rhythm is coming on in to help reinforce these guys, but Resist Gaming already making their withdrawal from this side of the map, so the invade was successful. Mid Harpies once again going to be picked up 2 for 3 of the 4 for nothing, so 3 3/4 Harpy camp so far. Scream
down, though.
Once again gets caught and killed.
That's a real big problem. In comes Fierno. They're looking to kill off Crazy Toaster and leaves his tower, and Fierno secures that one, so he's online already as well. 1 kill on the board against Medusa's nothing, and she's slow to rotate. Then again, she hasn't gotten an ultimate that gets her from lane to lane in a snap.
Yep, so tier 1 mid tower at the right now. Resist Gaming looking to take this one away as the minions arrive to start taking those tower shots for the team. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is Resist Gaming facing off against Torch out of the round B. Or Group B. Group B.
Group B.
One of the two. We almost got there. Group B for the North American Challenge Cup, the final week of round robin group play. Resist Gaming. This game could very well possibly cement themselves into a top 2 finish overall going into the final week grand finals. Torch, however, very much need to find a victory here to keep their hopes alive. There's still some chances going forward, but if Torch do not win this one, it is then going to be out of their hand. It comes down to Resist Gaming losing other games further on down the road. So this one's going to be important, as it is going to be going into the next game as well. We're going to be going up to the other game from round 1 because COG Crusaders versus Noble Esports. Noble last week went 0-3. COG Crusaders 3-0. So that's kind of going to be the premier matchup of the day. And if Noble don't win that one, their hopes will also kind of be dashed as for getting into the grand finals. And the grand finals, if you don't know, potentially lead to a spot in the SPL, and the full split SPL is the one that leads into the Smite World Championship for Season 2. So this is potentially the last chance for these teams to have a shot at Worlds.
Yeah, if these teams want to pull a Titan from last year and get to Worlds Finals, this is their last opportunity to do so. Scream is going to blink in and drop the ultimate on the right-hand lane, and there's a Bellona ultimate as well, trying to keep Marauder locked down, but he gets out of that ring of spears, and they won't chase him either. Ballantine was rotating. All 4 members from Resist, bar that Apollo, were rotating to keep him alive, and that is perfect team synergy. As soon as they engage, the rotations come out. That was just great planning.
Yep, that's what Torch needed to be looking for. The problem was they just didn't have that damage. It was a good call not to chase because they had vision of the rotation coming from Resist Gaming. Crazy Toaster had full vision of those guys leaving mid lane, heading to the right side of the jungle, so a chase would have spelled disaster for Torch in that situation. That said, it's early. It's just the 12 minutes coming up right now. It's a very small gold lead. It's a reasonably small experience lead as well. It's nothing insurmountable for the time being. But Torch needs
True Blade on the left-hand side of the map is looking for Fearno. Fearno was forced to dash away. He's burned the beads. Serenade did not hit. One more auto. True Blade can't find it, and he's going to walk away, and now Chaos is over here. Valentine will drop the ultimate. Down comes the Kraken. They're looking for a little bit more, but great taunt from Dark Arius keeps him alive.
The exchange left lane not going to yield kills for either team. That's very fortunate for Torch, because like I was just trying to say, it's not an insurmountable lead, but they need to make sure they don't start bleeding away gold or experience. They can hold on to what they have right now and not let the situation get any worse. They could look to turn this game back around. For now, however, Gold Fury just respawning. The ward war is on. There's some damage coming down. Bellantine getting stunned out. One final ward being thrown down for Resist Gaming, for now at least, is going to grant them vision of that pit. Dark Arius takes a charge. Probably Whirlpool drop down as well. Looking to get out and away safely. The body block attempt from Marauder. Not going to lock down Athena long enough to stop that preemptive strike from working.
Oh, Catcall is looking for True Blade. They didn't quite get enough slowdown on towards him. He's Medusa. He will burn Sprint, I thought was already online for him. Yeah, it is. He burned Sprint. Sprint 2 is already online for True Blade because he burned his tier 1 beads. And in comes that Athena. She was looking to get back in towards that Gold Fury and not let it go away, but Dark Arius has been plucked again.
Ring of Spears down in the middle of this fight. Hudat finds the kill to Dark Arius. Bellantine in the middle of this one as a scream, now trying to disengage from this fight. Torch are split up and not looking to win this one. True Blade will fall. Got caught out in the middle of 5 members of Resist Gaming. Hudat getting out of that one with a double kill. Now the Gold Fury is set in their sights once again. Some people waiting nearby. The health bars are low. If Scream or Keeper of the Rice or even Crazy Toaster get nearby, the damage, they could force a fight right here. Gold Fury does get picked up by Resist Gaming. Now, will they find any ensuing kills?
Ooh, they needed a stun from Crazy Toaster to re-engage right there, and not finding it. They did at least get the Kraken out on towards that Gold Fury, so that was their opportunity for Torch to really invade. It was only 3 members, but remember, Crazy Toaster's got insane damage. Keeper of the Rice can glue to targets once he does pick up Frostbound Hammer, but he's Cloak of Concentration already up, so he's not going to be able to stick to targets as effectively earlier on, but he is going to have protections online, and that's really what he needs.
Yeah, they're looking for Keeper of the Rice to be the kind of frontliner for the team for the time being. Dark Arius at that support, still only on that Steel Mail. It's going to be a little longer until she is online to a point she can actually tank properly. Sovereignty's not too far off. It'll be online soon, but until then, they're looking for that double frontline team because, I was going to say, yeah, they have Scream as well,
Triple.
with the Mystical Mail completed now as well. So it's not a fact that they're not going to have that frontline. It's just a matter of these guys actually making use of it properly in that team. That last fight we saw, they got separated. They got split off. 2 members on the left-hand side, 5 members of Resist Gaming, and 2 members of Torch the other side. They really didn't have anything left to collapse in and re-engage on that one.
Uh-oh, Hudat's got tanked out, and he's going to be the focus for this one coming through from Torch. They don't get enough damage on towards him compared to what he did to Darkarius. Valentine going in towards the backline. True Blade's here now. This could break out into an interesting fight. Blink Ring of Spears will do that. Bird
Bomb connects onto Hudat for damage. That can they find these skills? Petrify comes out and finds 3 members of Resist Gaming. That's going to be a second kill going to Crazy Toaster. Fear now going to use that Path of Flames to escape as the Kraken comes out, trying to buy them time. A stun on the tail end of the Noxious Fumes comes out and finds skill. Fear no, the chariot arrives in time this time around. He must have upgraded that motor since the last game. Did what it needed to do and get out safely, but the chase is still on. Backside of the fight, Chaos finds, or gets picked up by Crazy Toaster. Fear now answering back.
Oh, that kept Scream so long in the one place. Fiono's going to find Darkarius as well, so he is now definitely aligned. So many kills for him. Keep it the rise. Just quietly going to find that one, but now the focus on towards Marauder. He's waiting for cooldowns. He's got enough to kill off Keeper of the Rise. Trueblade, though, he's got in-hand damage much greater than Marauder can do and sustain through, but the in-hands to take down a tower are what Trueblade's going to be looking for, and some pressure in the mid lane, but he can't buy enough time to do that one and gets blocked.
Ooh, Lurking in the Water is coming up right now. That damage is going to bring Trueblade very, very low. Using beats, trying to find the pole. One more slash with that axe. Going to find that kill. Torch won a team fight and overchased. That's basically what that boiled down to.
100% straight down to that. They've lost a tower in the mid lane. You know, they can't continue to chase too far out from that, because it's so risky, and the minion waves aren't going to push back as hard either. Look at how far the minion waves have to go back before a turret starts to push them back out. That means that, you know, it's so much harder to win a fight and immediately go into tower pushing unless you prep the waves first. So that's why they got nothing off the back of it. They had to fight. They just had nothing going for them across the map for them to take. They needed more kills, and they just over-pushed for it.
Yeah, it's a rough situation as well, because Torch, if you look at the map, even right now, look at the respawn times on pretty much every buff still standing. Or not standing, rather. They won that fight, there's no gold fear. The towers, the minion waves, like I said, not in position to push for them. What do? Well, we can try and get a couple more kills. Sometimes you just need to take what you can get. It's like, we got a couple kills, guys, good job, let's go regroup, let's farm some minions, push some lanes, deny some golden experience rather than try and find more.
Fiono was a little bit aggressive on that left-hand side. He hung around underneath that tower for a little bit longer than I was expecting him to. That's aggressive. That's aggressive, to say the least. But look at this grouping from Chaos and Valentine. They were hiding in that purple buff pit, trying to bait Medusa into coming towards them. You can tell they want kills.
Now, this is where things get interesting, though. You know, we're looking at the golden experience graph. Golden experience graph. Words now. If we press the correct button, we can actually see the golden experience graph. It's a Resist Gaming lead. Almost 3,000 gold, 6,000 experience. But look at the items in the matchups 1-to-1. Mid lane, Crazy Toaster is ahead, which is an interesting little factor. Agni is very, very item reliant. He has that Spear of the Magus now completed. The passive is going to be online. Every tick of damage is going to apply a magical protection debuff. When that's actually used on people with his passive, which it applies to, he's going to be shredding magical protections. Yeah, it's only him and Athena, but he's going to be doing that much more damage over the course of a fight, and that's a pretty big pickup for him. If Resist Gaming groups up in any way, shape, or form, he's going to be raining down a lot of pain onto the opposing team. And when you have that Odin Ring of Spears potentially set up a nice teamfight initiation, they're going to be stuck in that ring where the AoE damage is going to massacre them, like we saw in that last fight.
Yeah, but there's next to no magic damage as well that's going to make use of that Spear of the Magus, so... You know, he's the only one making use of it. I don't know. He can. He's the only one, though. That's the problem, right? I really like seeing it when you've got, like, something like a Sobek, for example, that's in that solo lane that's tanky that could also make use of that magic resistance shred. So strong, but hey.
Pretty much what it comes down to. It basically just comes down to the fact that it's either that or Obsidian Shard is kind of your third item pickup, say second and a half item, because people usually don't finish off that first one yet. It's a Raven's Talon for the time being. Talon Trinket. It's Talon something. Odin confused me. He's Raven Shouts and Bird Bomb. I don't know. Things. You look at it, it's either Sphere of the Magus or Obsidian Shard. When you have that passive, that basically makes it really, really easy, plus the Path of Flames as well as an overtime effect, plus his the Fumes, again, an overtime effect. Agni has no problem applying those stacks and keeping them up during the course of a fight, so it's slightly more effective as far as penetration is concerned than the Obsidian Shard is. When you're somebody like Scylla, even Yanis to an extent, when you're you have like I have these burst combos that I can only use once every 7-8 seconds. You can't keep those stacks in the Spear of the Magus up, so it's not worth getting them. Agni doesn't have that same issue.
And neither does Poseidon. If he tags the Whirlpool, right, that's his initial portion of the combo, then he's set up. He's set up for the rest of that. That's why you see him going for it as well. You don't see Obsidian Shard generally on. And the stats on Obsidian Shard are, I think, stronger than the rest of the penetration pool of magical items as well, which is really, really significant. It's 15 flat penetration, plus an additional 10 per stack, and then 10% on top of that, and you get 40 magical power. It's just a really, really nice all-around item. You combo that with a Burn Cross Talon, and as you get lower and lower, your burst just goes whoosh.
Yeah. Penetration in Smite is so important of a stat that people, I thought themselves don't realize it. It's cringeworthy when you see these guys like, oh, I'm gonna rush straight for crit because crit is so awesome, not realizing that the physical protection that everybody gets through just level scaling ends up being a huge portion of damage being reduced overall. So it's like, it's annoying as far as, I'm not gonna go into my casual game nightmares, guys. I'm not gonna go on that tangent beyond what I just already kind of did and implied. But it's such an important stat to have. Yeah.
At least you're level 30. You don't have to deal with those under level 30s. And when you're thinking about all this sort of level of gameplay, but Darkarius is going to get a torn on towards 2. Focusing on towards Hudat. He's already at half health, but Darkarius is going to get deleted. He's got dicked. But now look it down. Resist, going to get that gold true, but get Kraken on top of Torch as well. That's a really good combo. Valentine with the ultimate to buy some space and time for him as well. Darkarius got out on the backside. Crazy Toaster gets killed by Marauder, and that's a problem.
Yep, Scream gonna use that Bird Bomb to get on out to safety, but Hudak following up immediately behind him. Petrified does catch Fearno, who's forced the beads out to safety. Scream does get picked up as well. So far, it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Resist Gaming, plus that Gold Fury went their way as well. They're building a lead little by little, and if they keep doing what they're doing right now, this game could be in the bag for these guys. But Torch not quite yet ready to give this one up, but wisely, perhaps, not looking to re-engage into a 3v4.
Crazy Toaster just got hunted down by Hudat. Hudat is doing absolute work this game at 3-1-6. Only Sobek is bigger than him in both kills and assists. So he is just, oh sorry, and Apollo. Fino's doing a little bit better, my bad. Apparently I can't math today, you're doing okay. And he's already into the Transcendence as well, that's going to help out. He's going to significantly ramp up over the next 5 minutes.
Indeed. So...
Frostbound! Frostbound just come online for Keeper of the Rise. Next fight, watch him. Watch him. He is going to be so crucial to these fights now that that's online.
The way these fights have been going, Keeper of the Rise has been kind of in an interesting spot. Scream is going forward big time, using that Ring of Spears, using the Raven Shout defensively, which is something a lot of people don't actually consider doing. Yeah, you can use it and then lunge and do a whole load of damage to people. If you lunge or just blink into a fight potentially, and then just keep the Raven Shot for an extra shield to absorb a whole lot of damage when you're in the middle of like 3 enemy opponents, it's a really beneficial ability to use in kind of that defensive manner. The key thing is going to be how exactly they play as initiations. They have so many big combos they can bring out. Eagle's Rally is a stun set, they have the Taunt to set up, they have True Blade on the back of that kind of look at me combo with the Athena. But they need to actually execute them left side. That combo gonna be down. Didn't actually have 10. I'm a hand talker, guys. Sometimes I'm waving my hands around. My hand's not on the mouse and or the keyboard, and I can't actually click to focus on a fight happening across the map when I realize it's happening. Speaking of fights, Crazy Toaster not in a happy spot. Gonna throw down a stun combo, catch a Cataclysm, and likely fall here in just a moment. Defender Olympus coming on down, trying to save his life, and it'll be enough.
He had stuns, and that's the crucial re-engage factor. Fino got that stone shield, but look at this. Scream's gonna come here. This Crazy Toaster's still alive. If they go for him, then he could be in trouble, but look at the Ring of Spears. They burst him through before the Across the Skies can come out, and over-aggression on the left-hand side results in regression on the right-hand side. Keeper of the Rise forced to Eagles Rally defensively, but Kraken from Chaos. Look at the damage that just did, and it shreds through Keeper of the Rise's health bar.
Yep, right side tier 2 gonna fall to Resist Gaming right now. Pause will come out by Scream. So maybe a little bit of a tactical one here as they try to kind of find themselves a way back in. And otherwise, taking a look at the way the game is standing right now, Resist Gaming have themselves off to strong lead, sitting around 7,000 gold for the time being. They have a lot of gold still sitting on the map, a lot more about to go in the bangs that tier 2 will fall. Item-wise, you touched on that Frostbound Hammer. It's a powerful, powerful item. But the problem is, outside of a team fight, if you're going to chase down 1v3, it's not going to help you all that much. Yeah, it's a little bit of extra health, but again, 1v3, not going to do much.
No, not really, but you know, it's about separating that individual member out of the fight, and it's so important to buy True Blade some space as well. Like you can with a Bellona, you can buy a Frostbound Hammer and it works aggressively. All right, I've caught my enemy hunter out of position. He's already used his escape. He's dead. He's essentially dead. We've just got to get on top of him and get those last few in-hands to kill him off. But defensively for True Blade, if he stands in front of True Blade and starts ordering people as they come forward, Valentine gets slapped. All of a sudden he's slowed. He's, you know, in combat, so he can't blink. If that's the focus as well, then it's actually a lot of space. Hudat, more importantly, needs to be the one that Keeper of the Rice is actually ordering to keep him away from both Crazy Toaster and True Blade, because Hudat is just an unstoppable menace this game.
Yeah. If he keeps doing what he's doing, it's going to be a factor later on. 2-3-2 for the time being. Pulling the damage chart, though, you can kind of see the numbers. It's kind of Resist Gaming ruling the board, except for True Blade kind of stuck herself in the middle and actually just 100 damage behind top, or being tied for top. So True Blade is doing work. Torch basically just comes up. Torch needs to group up, look for a team fight. Crazy Toaster going to get pulled in. Path of Flames back out to safety. Petra coming down, did catch Marauder on that one. Ring of Spears dropped as well. Marauder going to drop down into the waters, try and do what he can. Eagles Rally comes on down. Fear no, in the middle of the front line right now. Aggressive as Bellona pops the Cataclysm.
Yeah, Keeper of the Rice is incredibly low, and Fierno's got the final in-hand to finish that one off. Hudat was going to finish off Scream as well, and Darkarius so damn low, and they're able to keep their health bars so sustained up. Marauder was so key to that fight and zoning them until they were ready for Fierno to jump in and dive deep. Little bit of an aggressive ultimate from Fierno, but he needed to use it to grab that initial damage burst, and look how well it set up Resist Gaming for that fight, and now the Fire Giant on the back of it.
Yep, they could potentially look for the steal. Darkarius does have that Wrath of the Gods available, as do the other two members as well. Keeper of the Rice and Scream have it, but the Fire Giant gets brought down before Darkarius can even get in range to think about stealing that one away. Resist Gaming now, bit of a power play for a couple more seconds, but more importantly, Fire Giant belt across all 5 members. Gold Fury is up on the map, 1 tier 2 tower left to take, and then it's all down to taking those Phoenixes and getting those Fire Minions spawning.
But this is where Torch really starts to win out, right? They're in a nice spot if they can get down towards these Phoenixes, but look at the tanks that are online from the side of Resist. They've got that Geb, they've got Marauder on the Sobek, and look how beefy he is, and he does a lot of damage as well. That's a real Starfish finish for him, and he has almost a 3k health bar.
Yeah, it's a semi-offensive build going some of these hybrid items, if you will. The Wardstone, it's a little bit of magical power, it's a little bit of magical protection, it's a little bit of magical protection debuffs as well, which is always a nice little bit. Ethereal Staff, what is wrong about a nice chunk of 600 health when nobody builds kin size anymore? Let's face it, not much wrong with that. Left side, tier 2. What happened to it? It's gone, it's dead. It was brought down very quickly. Nobody thinking about defending that one. Recall back to base for Crazy Toaster, looking to defend this left side Phoenix potentially. They need to make a defense probably sooner rather than later. Keeper of the Rice gets plucked back in, but the Ring of Spears is down.
And he's got the ultimate from Keeper of the Rice as well. That was perfectly placed. Scream is still living with a sliver of health. Hudat's still looking for his first kill. It'll be True Blade, and Marauder's going to pop the ultimate to clean up both of those as well. They get a flock on a Darkarius, and that'll be the fight confirmed. Crazy Toaster just can't deal with that many people.
And there's 3 so far on the board for 4. There's the Quadra kill coming out, actually. Keeper of the Rice now the only one left standing. Marauder just doing work in this particular fight. Phoenix gonna fall. Keeper of the Rice probably not gonna give up that pentakill as he's standing there. They're looking for it. The pluck's gonna come out. The damage is gonna rain down as well, but the timer has passed. Unofficial pentakill coming out for Resist Gaming. That's 2 weeks in a row we've seen unofficial pentakills coming out. I'm trying to remember who it was last week who did it, but...
It wasn't Marauder. I know that much.
No, it wasn't the same person 2 weeks back to back. So close. We had the Quadra come out, guys. Resist Gaming going to take this match, however. Unofficial pentakill as well. Yeah, it's exciting, but if the timer wears out, that's it. There's nothing to be exciting about. Sorry. If it's not official, it doesn't count.
We can say as much as we want, but we can't change what the game defines as a pentakill.
Yeah. It would be crazy.
But... I mean, how good would it be? How good would it be if we were to call out pentakill and the game would respond and go, "Oh yeah, that's a DSI pentakill," and that'd be amazing. But
it would be worse. Last week, someone said pentakill last week. I saw it in chat, and it's like, wait, what? And someone corrected, no, it's unofficial. Someone got a double, then someone got a triple as well. We completely didn't realize I would triple whatever they happen. They happen fairly frequently. We probably see them like every maybe 7-8 games or so that we see a triple kill come out, something like that. I have done about 150 Smite tournaments at this point, and I have had 1 pentakill. And each of those tournaments roughly 6, 7, 8 games per tournament. So it's not like, oh, we cast 2 games, that's tournament. That's a lot of games to not see a pentakill. Look at SPL play. We almost had 2 in high-level play. 1 for the launch tournament with Game Hunter, and then if not for Ataraxia, we would have had a second one a couple weeks back, but Ataraxia happened, so it was only a quadra. It was dead to rights a penta. It will forever go down as the infamous stolen away pentakill, but, Ataraxia, it is what it is. And, yeah, that's SPL stuff, though. We're talking about Conquest Cup. Challenger Cup. Resist Gaming going to find themselves sitting 3-1. Torch Gaming going to drop down to 1-3. Going into the other game for round 1 for Group B. The screen may be incorrect because I haven't had time to update it quite yet, but we're going into COG Crusaders versus Noble Esports for the second game of the day, guys. This is going to be the kind of big, important match of the day. If Noble Esports now lose this game, it will not be possible for them to lock themselves into a top 2 spot going forward. They will be out of contention for a spot in the grand finals. They've had a little bit of a rocky road going forward. They had some roster issues in the earlier weeks of the Challenger Cup tournament. I would say that's sort of just down to that, but a lot of it is just down to the teams they're running up against. It was Six Sigma, I believe, was the only team in the first 5 weeks, and that was EU, mind you, to actually win 2 first-place finishes for the Summer Challenger Cup.
Hi-5 won multiple for NA, but
did they squeeze that in the end?
I'm sure they did. They
were in the finals a lot. I believe they only actually took first place once. Or once, yeah. Double check that right now for you guys, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. That said, guys, we will have that game coming up for you in just a couple of moments, and...
Oh, Hi-5 did win too.
They did, okay. So them and Six Sigma. Nobody else did, however.
They were in 4 out of the 5 grand finals as well.
Yeah, so Hi-5 definitely... Though we already know they're on to the grand finals, so... We'll see how they perform next week going up against possibly COG Crusaders, possibly Resist Gaming, possibly Noble, possibly Torch. Because Group B is still open for the taking. But this next one will definitely start to kind of indicate who we'll actually be seeing next week. We'll have that one up for you here in just a few minutes, guys. Stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back here in just a few.